Hello Mixtresses and Mixters, this is Mixtress Rae and you're watching Mixtress Video. So I got a request probably a couple months ago from someone that wanted a tour of my computer. So I guess I will give it to you now. I hope this is what you were thinking of. I can also give you, basically my computer is down here. You can't see it in the shot, but it is a MacBook Pro mid-2010 laptop, and I think I've got a marching band going by right now. Or maybe it's just kids. Well, it would be, wouldn't it? It's Saturday. Anyway, I hope this is what you meant. I'm kind of just showing you my screen right now. I have an external display hooked up to my laptop most of the time when I'm at home, because my laptop's only 13 inches, and this is, I don't know, 21 inches, I think, 22, something like that. It's just like a generic like HP display. There's nothing really that exciting about it, but I hope this is what you meant. But I can also do a little tour of the hardware of my computer sometime if you want. Let's see, what can I show you on my computer? Right now I just have a generic, this is like the, what is it? It's one of the Mac OS like regular backgrounds, because it's a high enough resolution image that it looks pretty good on such a big screen. So I don't know, I like it. I like the colors in it, and this is weird. It's weird. I've never in my life just used a generic like background that came with my computer software. So that's new for me. I'll show you what's on my dock, I guess, since those are the things that are most, that I like to have at my fingertips. So, of course, the Finder, if you have a Mac, it's, you know, where where you can access all of your files and stuff like that. Oh, I'll give you a little sneak peek of videos that I haven't posted on YouTube yet. I've got a review of some headphones, a couple of different headphone reviews and unboxings. I just got a new Fitbit, so that's one of the ones that's in progress for you guys. Of course, my settings is here. I don't open my settings that often except to change my sound. I either export my sound through headphone jack or through my Theo DAC, which I love a lot, but it's starting to get crackly, and I'm not sure if I did spill ginger ale on my computer a few years ago. So I'm not sure if the crackliness is coming from my USB port in my computer or if it's the DAC itself. So, I don't know. I'm not going to try to get another one right now. It's not too bad, the crackling, but eventually I'm going to have to figure out if it's my computer or the DAC. Spotify is the music app that I use the most often. I have this little Mixtress Radio folder here where I put together all of my radio shows. If you're interested, my radio show airs every Friday from 7 to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's on mixtressrae.com. So this is where I have all of my playlists. I have them all organized in crazy little folders, and I could spend an entire video just going through all of that, because I have a lot of mixes. Other people's mixes is a folder that has other people's mixes, like mixes that I've followed that other people have made on Spotify. Soundtracks is a project that, like, sort of a passion project where I put together, I go through the like credits of movies, and I try to find every single song that is in the movie in order of appearance, and then I make a playlist based on that. So this one, Matrix Trilogy, it's every song from a Matrix movie that I could find on Spotify in order of appearance throughout the trilogy. So That's why I only have a few playlists in this folder, because it's a project that's difficult to do. Like the entire series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I went through and meticulously looked through a bunch of different Buffy guidebooks to find the songs, and try to get as many. It was hard with Buffy because a lot of the music that was on Buffy was pretty obscure. So I definitely, this is not a complete list, but it's as complete as it could be on Spotify. So I'm proud of that mix. This chickweed folder has every mix that's come with my zine Chickweed, which I have 9 different issues that included a mix. My best of mixes is just like, you know, it'll be like a playlist with all of my favorite PJ Harvey songs or Apple songs or whatever. Full catalog is like, there are certain artists that feature in several different bands that I like, so I'll sometimes just shuffle everything from Bill Leeb, which is everything from by Delirium, everything from Frontline Assembly, you know, all that stuff. So that's what that little folder is. My genre mixes are going to be, you know, different genres of music, basically, in one mix that I've made. Like I said, this is why I call myself the Mixtress, because I have all of this stuff. I have a lot of mixes. I have hundreds of mixes. So I really do spend a lot of my time working on mixes. So, and these are all public too. Almost all of my mixes are public. So if you want to listen to any of them, subscribe to any of them, just go to Spotify, search for Mixtress Rae, and they're all there. Unfortunately, I don't think other people can see my little folders, so it's not as organized. I think you just see all the playlists in like one big clusterfuck. But yeah. So that's annoying because it's much easier to deal with them when they're in specific folders. And but I searched the other day as if I were someone else, and it looks like they're just all together without the folders, which is sad, but hey, that's the way Spotify is doing it right now. So that's my Spotify. The browser that I use is Chrome. And I didn't do any preparations before I started this video besides setting up the shot, of course. So everything is exactly as I left it the last time I used my computer, which was last night. I've been really thinking about buying this on eBay. This cute little, I thought to myself the other day, because I always use backpacks since I walk a lot, so it's just a lot more comfortable to use a backpack than a purse whenever you walk around a lot. So I thought to myself the other day, why don't I have a Hello Kitty backpack? Why? Hello Kitty is like, she's my girl. I've loved Hello Kitty ever since I was a baby. Like, I need to have a Hello Kitty backpack, so I started searching for them the other night. And I found this great one from Loungefly. The only problem with it is I like to have, this is the type of backpack I like to have too, these little drawstring backpacks. But the only problem is it doesn't have the little side pockets, because I'm always taking coffee with me to work and I need the little side pockets. So that's why I haven't pulled the trigger yet, because $30 for a Loungefly backpack is really reasonable. And I love that it's like a cute little tattoo print. So I'm probably definitely going to end up buying this for myself. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. The other tab I have open, Free Gal Music. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. Check in your area to see if your library has this as one of their digital services. What's really cool is I'm a member of Kansas City's library, because any resident of Missouri or Kansas can get a Kansas City library card. And what's really cool about the Free Gal Music is you get to download 5 tracks a week with your library card information. So it's really great. I'm able to download for free through the Kansas City Library any music that's available on this site. And they have a pretty good amount of stuff. I would say around 15 to 20% of the things that I I search for, I find, which, you know, isn't great odds, but it is pretty awesome. I was able to get a bunch of different grouper albums from Free Gal Music, Gary Newman. I haven't decided what I want my 5 downloads to be this week, which I've only got a couple more days to do it, so I better get on it. But it's really cool if, like, you find an album you want and it has 10 tracks on it, you know, in 2 weeks you've got the whole album. So it's usually like 192 kilobits per second, so not the greatest quality in the world, but it's not terrible. So it's a really fun service. Check with your library to see if you guys have access to it. Let's see. This is my theme that I use. It's this cute little flower theme. Maybe I should check and see. I don't know how to check and see what it is, so you guys can find it. But it's, you know, in the Google theme, so if you like it, you can find it. I love any, like, dark background with roses. I will buy leggings, shirts, shoes, pants, anything with this pattern on it. I have like 3 backpacks right now that have this general pattern. I don't need that many that have almost the exact same print on them. I don't. So I might actually give those away at some point. So if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments and I'll do like a little giveaway for 1 or 2 of those old backpacks. They're just kind of in the same style as this backpack, but they have this sort of background. Not exactly, but this theme of background. Yeah. So that's my Chrome. I won't take you through all of my like tabs and bookmarks and stuff because that would probably really bore you, and I don't want this to be a really long video. Then I've got my iTunes. Oh god, it's been a frustrating clusterfuck lately with my iTunes. Like, for some reason last night, okay, so this top little portion right here is how I usually have my folders organized. I've got all of my playlist folders right here, and then normally they stop right here. But for some reason, iTunes copied all of my playlists outside of their folders a second time down below. I don't even know how this happened. It's never happened before. It just did it last night. And I can't select more than 1 playlist at a time. So, like, if I want to delete this one, I'm going to have to delete each one individually, like this. And as you can see with all of these playlists, it is going to take a while. But overall, the newest version of iTunes that just came out a couple weeks ago, I do like it. It does seem a little more streamlined than it has been. So that's a good thing. I do have a lot of nitpicky problems with iTunes, but I have spent a lot of time organizing my music library because I have, as you might be able to tell here, let's go to the song view so you can see how many songs I own. 10,728 songs, 104 gigabytes of music, and I am pretty picky about music, actually. I don't have a whole lot of stuff that, I don't have anything that I don't like. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff that I, you know, am ambivalent about. Most of the stuff that I have, I really like. So, anyway, I've spent a lot of time on all of the metadata in my music. I get really into that stuff. Like, I make sure the artist, the album, the year, the genre. I went through and redid all my genres a few years ago so that all of the genres are, I only have like 30 genres. So I always relabel whenever I import music. I always relabel the genre. And a lot of them I have in the comments, like this one. Some of my very favorite albums, I went one day and looked up when they were released and put the release dates in the comments. So I'm heavily invested in my iTunes library because I've spent so much time in this format making everything the way that I want it. So hopefully I won't start to hate iTunes so much that I just never ever use it. But so far I think they've made it a little less ridiculous in the recent version of iTunes. It seems a little bit more user-friendly, despite the fact that it just copied over all of my playlists for some weird-ass reason. Because they're all still in these little folders, but they're also down here. But not every one of them. So I don't understand. I don't understand what happened with that. Whatever. So that's that. I have my calendar, just boring stuff. I have my notes. I'm actually... I use my notes a lot, actually. I have like a little note for every album I've played on the radio show so I can keep track, because I try not to repeat albums. I did a project a few years ago where I rated all of my favorite movies. It's been a while. This list would not be the same now. But I don't know, like I said, I just use notes a lot for a lot of different things. Got my messages app. This is Nicecast. It is, it's what I use to broadcast my radio show. So in order to do a radio show, if you're interested, you basically have to have a source where your music is. So like iTunes, Spotify, something like that. And you have to have a place to host your radio station, unless you have like a really high bandwidth at your own house. But mine is not strong enough to host. So that is, for that I use myradiostream.com, and it's free. You can just sign up and have a radio station through them, and they will host your bandwidth. And then you also have to have a program like this. Nicecast is the typical program for Macs to be able to broadcast from. So you pick your source, you pick like the quality of music. Ugh, recently I had to take it down to 96 kilobits per second, which hurts me because it's just it's kind of low quality, but I run into a lot of problems if I try to stream at higher qualities. But yeah, I broadcast through this app. I had to pay like a one-time licensing fee. I think it was $75, 70 or 75, in order to have the rights to stream pretty much anything. So I'm pretty sure that everything is legal that I do with my radio station. I just play whatever I want, whatever's in my Spotify or my iTunes. And it's just really cool because basically I just click, once I had all the settings and figured out how to do everything and all that introductory stuff, I just press start broadcast, and then I play something from Spotify or iTunes, and it goes. So that's pretty cool. I have QuickTime on here because I use it to edit my YouTube videos. And you guys know I don't do a lot of editing. Basically, the only thing I do is, if I have multiple clips, I smush them together, and sometimes I add a different audio source, which I usually can't figure out how to do. Since my computer is from 2010, it can't really handle iMovie. It takes too much processing power, and it just really frustrates me. So I just try to do the simple stuff with QuickTime and call it good. GarageBand I just started using for my podcast. If you guys want to check my podcast out, it is on SoundCloud. And it's under Mixtress Rae, I believe. Everything I have is under Mixtress Rae. And for right now, it's only on SoundCloud. I eventually will submit it to iTunes. So if you're watching this in the future, anytime like late October, November, December of 2016, I should be up on iTunes by then. But as of early October, I'm trying to get a few episodes underway. So far I just have the first one, and I should be putting out the second one later today. So by the time you hear this, a second episode should be up. Maybe even a third, depending on when I upload this video. So I'm trying to get at least 3 episodes uploaded onto SoundCloud before I submit my podcast to iTunes, and hopefully they'll accept it, and then it will be easy to find from there. Basically, my podcast is just a conglomeration of my radio intros. Learn more about Pro. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. And yeah, I mean, basically that's all it is, because a lot of people with my radio station, you have to actually show up at the time that it's airing. It is a live broadcast. I record my voice memos and stuff beforehand, so that's why I can put it together later as a podcast, but you actually have to listen to it in real time. So a lot of people have had to miss it because of that reason. So this is because I was just getting a lot of requests to make a podcast, so I decided to do it. So we'll see how it goes. I just put my first episode up 6 days ago as of me taping this right now. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. If you like the sound of my voice, check out either my radio show and or my podcast. I would love for you to let me know what you think about those things too. I get the most feedback from my YouTube channel, but honestly, my radio station is my true passion. I love it a lot because I just love sharing music that I love, and I do a lot of really long like rants about feminism and pop culture, movies I like, TV shows I love, all that kind of stuff. I talk about technology a lot. Like lately, when I've been so obsessed with like headphones and DACs and good sound equipment and stuff like that, I've been doing a lot of rants about that on my radio show lately. So it will now be available for any time you feel like listening to it, not just the times that I broadcast. So yeah, I'm promoting myself there. So that's what I use GarageBand for, is to edit together all of my sound clips from my radio show so I can make a podcast out of them. This virtual DJ is, it's just DJ software. I'm not going to open it because it's a big program and it takes a while to load. But I have just like this little DJ panel thing. I don't know what you would call it. You know, the thing that, a little mix board, I guess is what it is. So I don't use that very often because even though I can use it with my radio station, it's just sort of impossible because you can't hear yourself in real time. There's a delay. Like when I'm broadcasting, there's like a 20 or 30 second delay between what I'm actually broadcasting and what is actually heard over the station. So because of that, I can't effectively do like transitions in the DJ software and stuff like that because I can't hear what I'm doing in real time. So it just doesn't work. So because of that, I hardly ever use this program. I used this program whenever I DJ'd a few different times, like in a real like venue paid DJ situation, which I only did like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. I didn't really like it, to be honest. Mostly because I'm not like a crowd person, so I'm not like a live performance kind of person, so I'm not going to get rid of this program or get rid of my DJ equipment though, because you never know, like a friend someday might ask me to DJ their wedding or something like that, and it'll be nice to have that if that's the case. So Last FM, I scrabble. I'm a scrabbler for sure. If you don't know what Last FM is, it connects to your iPods, your iPhones, your computer, all your devices, and like backs everything you listen to up on this website, up on the Last FM website. So if you want to see everything I've listened to in the last 5 years, you may go to Last FM/Last Mixtress Rae. So it is just really cool because it shows you your favorite artists according to how many times you've played them. And I only have the data from like the last 5 years, so it's not totally accurate, but it's just cool. I love stats. I love stats. So according to Last.fm, I have scrobbled, which is what they call every time it takes the data from one song that you're listening to. 53,388 times, 2,523 artists, and 240 love tracks, which is, you know, whenever you click the little heart, which hasn't been working lately. I don't know why. It won't fill in the heart, but whatever. And it's just fun. I don't know, I find it fun to keep track of things. Oh, I guess I've been keeping track since 2010. Well, not really, because I didn't know what was happening in 2010. I just like accidentally was scrobbling things and I didn't realize what was happening. So I'd say 2012 was when it really started. And 2012 was a weird year because that was when I first signed up for iTunes Match, and it was like counting every song I listened to like 2 or 3 times. So that wasn't entirely accurate information right there. But I really love Last.fm. Let me know if you're on there. I think it's fun. And this is just the App Store. And this is my downloads. Right now I only have one thing in there. And my trash can. Let's empty that right now. Boom. Done. So what else can I show you? I guess I can show you what these little icons are up here. This is my Last.fm stuff. My Dropbox. I do all of my photo backups on Dropbox. I also have Google Music because I am terrified of losing all of my music. So I have it backed up in Google Play Cloud. I have it backed up in the iTunes Cloud. I have it backed up on an actual backup drive. I have all of it stored on my computer, and I have all of it stored on my iPod Classic. So my music technically exists in 5 different places. 2 clouds and 3 physical places. So since I lost everything, or I lost most of everything in the tornado of 2011, I am terrified of losing my music. Thankfully, my computer was okay whenever the tornado hit, so all of my music was on there. I still have the same computer since before that happened in 2011. So luckily, I did not lose my music, but I did lose all of my physical music. I lost like 90% of my CDs. So yeah. Let's see. I've been doing this for almost 30 minutes now. That's probably a good time to stop. I can't think of what else I would want to show you on my computer. I guess that's about it, really. I have, you know, all the regular stuff that people have on their computers. So yeah. That's it. That is the tour of Mixtress Rae's computing life. I try to keep things pretty simple on my computer. Oh, here's my app drawer. I try to keep things pretty simple on my computer. I don't like to have a whole lot of stuff going on because, again, it's a 6-year-old computer and I want it to be happy, so I try not to overtax it. Because I'd like to keep it for as long as humanly possible, at least until I pay my car off in January, because I can't really afford to buy a computer right now. So there's that. I still keep Dashboard because I like Dashboard. I keep these little notes to myself and stuff, and I like it. Whatever. Yeah, so that's my computer. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.